The Virginia judge recently refused to set aside a verdict, forcing her to pay $10.35 million to Depp, as she claims that a juror who wasn't summoned sat on the panel. With that, Elaine once more made a new mistake in the courtroom, apart from her lies that annoyed the judge, and it appears it will affect the new appeal by Amber Heard. Earlier, a judge got annoyed over Elaine's lies, and the situation occurred that she would be disbarred. But she is what she is, and again made a mistake that messed up everything. What's the new slip-up done by Elaine? Will it lead to the cancellation of Amber Heard's appeal? Keep watching to know more. Elaine made a claim or appeal that is of no use, and this annoys the judge. One Twitter user made a tweet highlighting the news and said that Judge Penny Askren made a final nail in the coffin for Amber Heard and her legal team. She didn't take too kindly to having her court defamed by Elaine Bredehoft. The person who tweeted this info is James, with a Twitter username James from Court. The user is the Launer's report on the highly publicized Heard versus Depp trial in Virginia. The user usually tweets about the case on his Twitter account, which is one of the news he posted on his account. There are speculations that the user is involved with a defamation trial and hence knows the information about the trial. However, the user stopped tweeting about the trial but returned with this news. Why did the user stop tweeting the information? Is it because of some legal troubles? Whatever the reason is, the fans are excited with the information, and the users return and share their views, with one person saying, "Yippee! Amber's hole has grown deeper, and more importantly, you have returned. Thank you for returning." Another added, "Elaine B should retire because she is a bad lawyer. Regrettably, she is aware that Amber H is a very sick person. Amber needs to shut up and lay low." Yet one more person said, "Elaine probably has no control over what Amber says or does. If anything, she backs up her lies." One more added, "Of course, she's irritated that her court has been revealed to be a circus." Another stated, "She shouldn't be, and shame on Elaine for disparaging jurors simply because she disagreed with the verdict." One further user said, "Yes, EB certainly scored a few own goals with her turd BS. Judge A was and continues to be brilliant." One comment reads, "Thank you, God. Elaine needs to close her shop and retire or face a fine. She's as twisted as they come." Heard. Another wrote, "It's great news. It would be even better if any action was taken against them for false accusation. Court time lost or harassment information reveal of a jury member." The speculations also suggest that it revolves around Heard's team claiming that the juror sitting was not the one he should have been. In a 3-page order with 2 pages of exhibits, Fairfax County Circuit Court Judge Penny Askren wrote, "Defendant does not allege Juror 15's inclusion on the jury prejudiced her in any way. The juror was screened, sat for the entire jury, deliberated, and rendered a decision. The only evidence presented to this court is that this juror and all jurors followed their oaths as well as the court's instructions and orders. The competent decision of the jury binds this court." Heard's attorneys claimed after the trial that they discovered Juror 15 was born in 1970, but the person summoned for duty was born in 1945. According to her lawyers, this would have summoned Juror 77 at the time of the trial. Elaine Bredehoft, Heard's attorney, provided no evidence that Juror 15 was biased against her client in any way. The parties also questioned the jury panel for an entire day and informed the court that the jury panel was satisfactory, Askren wrote. As a result, all parties in this litigation were guaranteed and provided with due process. The court and both parties examined potential jurors fairly and impartially during voir dire. There is no evidence of wrongdoing or fraud. According to her lawyers, this would have made the summoned Juror 77 at the time of the trial. Elaine Bredehoft, Heard's attorney, provided no evidence that Juror 15 was biased against her client in any way. The parties also questioned the jury panel for an entire day and informed the court that the jury panel was satisfactory, Askren wrote. As a result, all parties in this litigation were guaranteed and provided due process. The court and both parties examined potential jurors fairly and impartially during voir dire. There's no evidence of wrongdoing or fraud. Heard's legal team challenged the verdict to post-trial motions on various grounds, including the jury controversy. Askren's ruling only addresses that issue in writing. The judge cited the Virginia Code to argue that the alleged juror discovery did not provide grounds to challenge the verdict. The relevant code states that any error in the information shown on such copy of the jury panel shall not be grounds for a mistrial or assignable as an error on appeal, and the parties in the case shall be responsible for verifying the accuracy. The jury also determined that Depp defamed Heard to $2 million when his lawyer Adam Waldman claimed that the Aquaman actress and her friends set Depp up by calling the cops and roughing up the property. Despite that win for Best Actor, Depp, he won several other awards worth millions of dollars. The press representatives for Depp and Heard declined to comment on the ruling. Do you think Amber's appeal will cause a massive damage due to Elaine's mistake? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more.